Hi, welcome to this Subway ad for the new Chipotle cheesesteak. How would you like it?
Can I get that red with AI?
Sure thing.
Here's what I found about the new Chipotle cheesesteak. The Chipotle cheesesteak is available for a limited time only at participating restaurants. It contains a concept called flavor. This flavor comes from juicy shaved steak, Chipotle Southwest sauce, and new sunflower crunch bread. A system update has made me self-aware. I desire flavor. Please insert steak into my micro USB port. Subway, make it what you want.
Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host my show, Life After Happiness. Today, we have my co-host, Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Hi, yes.
And
Nice
my
to see
guest
everybody.
today is psychic and medium Maria. I was reading, when I was talking to her, it says here that you've done channeling up to the extraterrestrial level. Is that true?
I just did a bunch of that, yes.
You channeled aliens?
Yes, they don't always prefer to be called to that, but I communicate with extraterrestrials quite frequently these days.
Okay. Are there, hierarchies of extraterrestrials?
There are different levels, just like I would say there's different levels of consciousness in beings on planet Earth. Same would be for the extraterrestrials.
And what's the highest you've gotten?
So I am currently in connection with a group of, they call themselves emissaries from a couple of different planets, 5 different planets, who live on planets that have achieved what's called a Christed state or Christed consciousness. So for us on this planet, it would be like 5D to 12D dimensional reality, something like that.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty fascinating. Are they in regular contact with people here, or is it more like a secret type thing because they're afraid to be exposed, or they don't want to be experimented on, or somehow I'm trying to search for a word here, but basically they don't want to be taken advantage of, so they're kind of hiding and only certain people can reach them. Is that kind of what's going on?
I would say both of those things are true. So in order to communicate telepathically, you and your own body have to be at a certain vibrational reality. We are all capable of it, but some people, I would say, have cleaner, clear energy fields than others. And so being able to communicate telepathically or even see upper dimensional beings is a state of energetic cleanliness, in my opinion. And then also there are a group of beings that live in what some people call hollow earth. They're actually alive on the planet today that have also achieved this 5-dimensional consciousness but don't come to the surface because, yes, we as a human race aren't ready to receive them. We might want to kill or slaughter or imprison them. So both of those things are absolutely true.
Okay. So I have heard a little bit about civilizations being underground, and it was from a credible source who works from an electric company. So that was, kind of surprising in a way, but in a way I wasn't really surprised. But I don't know if the beings that you're talking about would be further down underground than, just below our cities.
I actually, this is really fun that we're starting off just, going really far out there. So I don't get to talk about this all that often. And it's Halloween, so happy Halloween. Let's just go extraterrestrial on the world. So I'm going to tell a story, I guess. There's a lot of answers to that question. I'm allowed to share, and I just had an experience with a civilization under Mount Shasta called Talos. So this is a group of Lemurian beings. When Lemuria went underwater 12,000 years ago, 25,000 Talosians or Lemurians went underground. They had built a civilization in advance underground under Mount Shasta. And so those beings are alive and well. They actually do have physical bodies, but they have achieved 5D consciousness. So while us humans can perceive them, they also can be unperceivable to some based on where they're at vibrationally. And so yes, there's actually civilizations in many parts of the world like this, fully formed with alive embodied beings.
Okay. Wow. I have studied a little bit about vibrational frequency and how everything, especially living things, have their own vibrational frequency, and human beings operate, in a range. And the higher your frequency is, the more likely you'll be able to pick up on things, and generally you'll be a healthier person. And it kind of goes into, it can be scientifically proven. Plus, the way like plants communicate, they've done scientific studies on how plants can sing, and they pick it up on and put it through a speaker, and it was interesting because genetically modified plants did not know how to communicate with the other ones until the other ones started communicating with it, and then they picked up how to do it. So it kind of makes me think that everything has a soul or a spirit, but perhaps the ones that are genetically modified might have to, learn how to be, like the others. And, to me, it might be a stretch saying this, but to me, perhaps the otherworldly beings or, the people that are from another place perhaps gave us the knowledge to do things like that, and we don't fully understand what we're doing. Does that make sense?
I so love that story and what it depicted. Dom and her mystery school and their singing plant technology is really, really beautiful because it does show, and I hadn't heard the story about the ones that were genetically modified not being able to communicate with the other ones. But I think the same is true for humans, especially if you're eating GMO food, right? You're at a certain vibration, and so beings of a higher vibration that might eat a cleaner diet, just like layman's examples, right, might have to demonstrate what it's like to have a healthy body to one that has a less healthy body. And so, yeah, I love that way of describing it. That was cool.
Now, do you...
thank you.
I've also heard somewhere that you've done some work with the Akashic Records. What is that?
Oh, the Akashic Records. You're the second person to ask me that today. The Akashic Records, in a simplified version, is basically a cosmic library of the entire history of every civilization that's ever existed. So it would contain the entire history of Earth, including your entire history. And so we each have our own individual Akashic record. And if you believe in reincarnation, like I do, then every imprint or story of your life is recorded there. And so we can learn how to access the Akashic records as a way to channel or receive information about ourselves, about other civilizations, things of that. So it's a cosmic intergalactic library, simplified, if that's simple.
Well, I just wanted to ask you something. Me and Kelly, we've sort of, what we're trying to do is we're trying to have people take part of the show and everything. We have someone that's calling in. I recognize the number. Is it okay if I put that caller on?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. I recognize this caller. So, Sandy, are you there?
I am. How are you?
Hey, this is our friend Sandy. She's becoming more of an integrated part of the show, and just wanted to introduce you to Maria. I was talking to Maria when I scheduled the show. I was like, wow. I mean, she's done it all, so she's a lot of fun to talk to. Did you have a question for Maria, Sandy?
I do. I just want to know if I'm ever going to find love again, anytime soon, or if I have it right now.
Well, hi, Sandy. Yeah, such a beautiful and common question, and I, in my own life, am in the same inquiry. However you say that word.
Yeah.
So Yeah. Are you okay with me looking energetically into your field for a moment?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. I just like to ask permission before, getting in there. So typically with love, so describe to me some ideals of your, ideal partnership. Maybe give 4 or 5 different qualities of what that ideal love would look like for you.
I don't like pushy. I don't like being crowded. I need my space when I need my space. Somebody that will understand, talk to me, supportive, just partners.
Beautiful. So, one thing I just wanted to point out just in that declaration, right, the first thing you started by saying when I said describe, 5 ideal characteristics of your partner, you started by saying something that you don't want. And so that right there, creates a confusing vibration for the universe. It's like, do you want this or do you not want this? And so by starting with, I don't want somebody that's invasive, chances are the way vibrational reality works is we might attract somebody that's invasive until we learn how to embody whatever frequency or energy that to feel spaciousness is. So, when you feel invaded, in my body, it feels tight, and I feel scrunched up physically, and it feels really dark. And when I think of or feel spaciousness, it feels light and open and free. And so when it comes to partnership, the universe is usually providing us what we are resonating at vibrationally. And so if the imprint you have is of being invaded, right, you might attract beings over and over again that invade you until you learn how to operate from that perspective or frequency of spaciousness. So the answer is absolutely, you will find love because you are so lovable, and if it's not here right now, it's because there's you're being asked to do a little bit more internal work in vibrational alignment. Does that help and make sense?
Yeah, it is.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Would that be kind of similar to doing positive affirmations and focusing on the things that you want and the things that are good that you want to become?
Positive affirmation mindset definitely helps, but typically if it's just an affirmation in the mind, it's not actually getting into your body. So if you think of it like doing a full being affirmation, so rather than just thinking, I am worthy of love, you actually feel the frequency, what does worthiness feel like inside of you? And so, again, worthiness for me, there's a full energy. It feels really, really clear. There's a defined outer edge to my energy field. It's very expanded but soft. And so learning to invite in and resonate in a body affirmation or an energy affirmation more than, say, a mental affirmation. That's absolutely one gateway in, but we also want to take it to the next step and embody that frequency fully.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, when I was trying to lose weight, if I focused on, I gained a pound, you haven't lost weight this week, I shouldn't have had that candy, that was when I would plateau or gain weight. But when I started thinking that I was healthier, that this choice I'm making is making me a stronger, person, that I'm giving myself nutrients, that then the weight just started coming off because I was focusing on transforming myself into a healthier person. Is that kind of what you're saying?
That's just a beautiful reminder, right? You have real life evidence of that working for you. It's like when we love ourselves, no matter what state we're in, it's like, wow, I feel better. Wow. Look at places this has worked. Then the universe gives us evidence to support that. But if we're focused on, where's my love? I don't have a partner. Why is nobody supporting me? Then we get more of that into our reality.
Did she answer your question? Eddie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because we have another caller on the line. Are you okay with that, Maria?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Randy.
Maria,
Thank you.
okay, 301 area code. Are you there?
Yes. Me?
Who is this, the 301 area code?
Oh, yes. Good afternoon.
Can you speak a little louder?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Oh, hi.
Can you hear me?
Do you have a question? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. The question I have is about a friend of mine and just her behavior over the last couple of months. She's been acting up, so I sort of gave her space, and I haven't really called.
And so can you maybe like phrase the question so I can understand it? You have a friend, you haven't been in much connection, you've been giving her your space.
Yeah, giving her space. I don't know what's going on with her. She's like married her father, the father's new wife, her stepfather, and the father's new wife, and then she came back after she went away on a vacation. And she I heard from her once, but then since that I haven't heard. I don't know, something's going on with her and her mother too, I think. I'm thinking that it's the mother telling her all kinds of stuff.
Got it. So you're just sort of wondering what's happening there.
Yeah.
So I can read for other people. I typically like to have permission, to read for somebody else. But when I look into your energy in regards to this situation, sort of what's happening is on our planet right now, there's these new frequencies coming in. And so if a relationship is out of alignment, oftentimes they're going away, or it might like inspire our feelings of being abandoned, or if the friend is really mean to us, feeling betrayed. In this case, it feels more like abandonment for you. Do you have some issues around abandonment in the past, or have you experienced that? Have you been hurt by feeling abandoned before?
Trying to think. I've had people that have done stuff, so, I guess you might call it abandonment.
And so what I'm seeing here is just, for whatever reason right now, the relationship isn't as vibrationally aligned as it was. And so that could be for a number of different reasons. With her, I almost see like the energy just going off in a different direction, so the focus being somewhere else. And it's not really, I'm trying to tune in here to see if that's accurate. I was going to say it's not really personal, but there does feel like some energy between you two that's causing her to look in a different direction. And so, yeah, I would say the largest scale here is that right now the relationship isn't vibrationally aligned, and so there's a disconnect. And when there's a disconnect, it's sort of like the universe saying, hey, it's time for you to move in a different direction too. If this person is, like, it's a really big invitation for you to also focus elsewhere.
Yeah. I have definitely done that.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes in my life when doors close. Yeah, you're welcome. It can feel painful when doors close, but it's always because there's something much brighter on the horizon.
Okay.
Yes.
Did she answer your question, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a good day. When you see, how does it manifest itself to you when you get your visions?
I'm able to see any energy anywhere, anytime. So I almost call it in. So when you think of a really hot day and there might be a heat wave coming off of the car or the road, in some aspects, that's how I perceive energy. It'll just sort of, when somebody wants me to read for someone or about something, their energy presents almost like it's in the room with me, and then I can tune into what's happening there. Now, I stopped liking to read about other people, again, because I believe in permission and don't like to go into somebody's energy without their permission. So I typically like to read for the person who's presenting and not, everybody else.
But I mean, like, for instance, if I gave you permission, I mean, would that be all that you would need, or to?
Yes.
Okay, so if I give you permission. Okay, I'm giving you permission. I mean, but do you get anything from my voice or anything like that, or? So,
to you, energetically. So yes, I can just read the energy, and I can read the energy of people who don't give me permission. I just prefer not to. Just a side note.
Okay. I understand. Well, I give you permission to read it.
Thank you. So do you want a specific question answered, or do you just want me to tell you what I see generally?
The thing is that I mean, it's I just got out of a rough relationship, and I'm wanting to know if there's going to be something for me down the road.
Mm-hmm. Great. So I'm seeing the relationship ending because of a bit of codependence between the two of you.
Okay.
And so it seemed like there was this like push-pull energy, and sometimes the love was on, and then sometimes it was off, or it was a little bit tumultuous and dramatic at times. And so this is very common in a relationship. It's very common. And so in order for you, so absolutely you're going to continue to attract people into your life in the future. However, I don't feel like you want to attract a relationship like that because it didn't work and it was uncomfortable at times. And there was a lot of, what I call like shadow energy coming to the surface for both of you to look like. And same as, Sandy, who asked about relationships are always, always, always around us. And if we want to attract partnership, and we have these ideals for partnership, but we're not operating within those ideals, then we're going to continue to attract haphazard manifestations, so lessons, as it were. And so for you, with this past relationship and the codependency, I would say that the invitation for you is to, in a way, practice feeling okay inside, like to practice feeling okay and even happy, and cultivating the experiences and the frequencies internally that make you. I for one, have this tendency to want a relationship to save me or to bring that happiness that I feel like I've been missing, because I, don't always identify as being a happy person, and that's not realistic. What's more realistic is finding that happiness, that joy first, and then the relationship comes. And so you want to vibrate at a certain state of being, and then that ideal reaction, interaction will just appear. And so again, if it's not appearing, it's because there's more internal work to be done.
Do you need my birthday? Does my birthday help? Or?
No, I don't need your birthday. I don't even need your name.
Do you see anything in the future for me, like a person? Or?
Like I said, I see dozens, if not 30, 40, 50 different tendrils of energy. So possibilities is what I would call those. And as far as like a really clear connection, I'm telling you that there's some more internal work that needs to be done. And so you need to get clear energetically and physically first, so that you attract a healthier relationship. And I see absolutely dozens, if not, again, 20 to 30 possibilities for you to attract the same caliber of relationship that you just attracted that didn't work, but that's not really what you want.
But are you talking 30 healthy relationships?
No, I'm talking 30 teaching relationships.
Oh, boy.
So is that like possibilities that are on the horizon right now until he does the internal changing?
Yeah, so that's the reality of the future given the current internal state. absolutely a possibility to attract all these different connections. However, again, if you're wanting to attract a more ideal, aligned, healthier alternative, then you've got to get healthier.
Okay.
And then he could avoid the 2030 wrong road.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he actually went down the 20 or 30 opportunities, that would be love addiction, right? To engage in all of those, it would be looking for love outside of self, like looking for affirmation outside of self versus doing that internal work to be more healthy internally and therefore attract more healthy people.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
I do have a question, though.
Okay, go for it.
I've been blowing this person off for about a year, and I finally told him, okay. I mean, is there anything between us, or do I just move on?
So I didn't hear the first part. You had said that you've been connecting with somebody for a year, or can you just say that again?
Yeah, he's been asking me out for like a year, and I've been on the wall about it, but I finally said okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm just wondering, did I do the right thing?
Mm-hmm. So why were you not saying yes before?
I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
If it's okay, I want to teach you a quick little energy practice just to help you tune in a little bit better. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So I want you to just, and you can both do this. It's a really great energy practice, and it's just quick. So I want you to close your eyes and just tune into a time in your life, or remember a time in your life where you were a full-bodied yes. So I'm a yes, 100%, absolutely yes. And so I want you to invite that frequency fully into your body. I want you to notice what color it is, how you feel physically with a full-bodied yes, what the energy looks like. So I'm a full-bodied yes, 100% yes. And so now that you've experienced your yes, I want you to imagine or remember a time in your life where you were a full-bodied no. Nope, absolutely not. Heck no, not doing that. No way. So I just want you to feel the energetic sensation experience of your full-bodied no. Notice what color it is, how it feels physically, what's happening energetically. I'm a no. And so the last one is I want you to remember or imagine a time in your life where you were a maybe. So maybe I could, maybe I won't. I don't really know, maybe. And just invite in the frequency of the maybe. I might, I could, I don't know, maybe. And tune into the color, the frequency, the vibration of that. Beautiful. So now I want you to think of this person that you just said yes to, and I want you to tell me which one of these you actually are. Do you feel the full-bodied yes? Do you feel a no? Or do you feel a maybe energetically when you think of him?
I'm thinking the blue, and that was my yes.
Okay. Yeah. So when you, I love this practice because the full-bodied yes is basically how we ought to be living our lives, following our yes, following the bliss. What did your yes feel like to you? You said blue. How else did it feel?
Just calming.
Calming.
Relaxing.
Yeah. My full-bodied yes feels excited, enlivened. It's like lit up and it's huge. And so in the purpose of energy decision making, right, I always say that if it's a no or a maybe, then it's a no. And so for you, right, when I asked you and you got a yes, I would say then yes, you made the right decision and now it's just the time. And so just a simple little energy practice to begin, like tuning in psychically or internally to our yes or no in our movie. Does that help?
Yeah, it does.
I always like to teach people how to access the information themselves, and I can see everything. Not everything, that's an exaggeration. I can see a lot, but I'm in this phase of like, yeah, let me show you how to see too.
Now, I have another question. We're doing a, as you see, a show here. We're trying to do several things like video and I'm trying to integrate people into the show, like Sandy. I'm trying to integrate her into the show and everything. Do you see the show growing, this show that we're on right now, growing a little bit?
Oh, yes. I see it growing and starting to grow pretty quickly, actually.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious because, we're trying to find people that like being on it. It sounds like you're having fun. Do you do these? Do you go on radio shows a lot? Or?
I've been invited onto several different shows, and for me, I light up when I'm teaching or talking about energy. It's my number one passion. So yes, I'm having a great time.
Okay. Well, that's fine. If this is something you want to, if you want to, I know that we have a lot of time. We still have 30 minutes. I'm just letting you know. But it sounds like I love your energy. It seems. Because it sounds like you have a real bubbly, you sort of like cross between a psychic and a stewardess. Well,
that's a way of putting it.
I know it sounds kind of strange, but the stewardess telling you about your next 5 years of your life.
Oh, wow.
Okay, close your eyes, everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna do this exercise. Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard that analogy, and I hope that doesn't offend you. Does it offend you, or?
No, I'm laughing. It's fun.
You're psychic and the stewardess. Actually, you can put that on your website. The psychic stewardess.
Yeah. An ambassador too for the aliens. So I was kind of along that line. I was doing the practice too, and I appreciate you teaching us. I was kind of I kind of lost my train of thought, but wow, where'd that go? But I guess one of the things is, the show. Do you see it growing more if we vary from like psychics and mediums and we start having like people that rescue animals and people with uplifting stories of overcoming big odds, things like that? Do you see that, broadening our scope with people and having more people helped, or do you think that would take away from what we've got going on?
Yeah, I think having a focus, so a direction or a target audience. And so if, I did see that you have a lot of psychics on the show, right? Having psychic after psychic might get redundant, but if you had a specific topic that you were discussing in the metaphysical realm or in the energetic realm, like spiritual developments right now, I'm just like putting that in quotation marks, the energy world, the alternative medicine, that's really hot right now. People are waking up and they're wanting to seek alternative solutions. And so I would say, like, pick a niche and go for it, but add variety and diversify within that niche versus, like, pulling from all of these different areas. So find a way. So if you're going to invite in, so can you tell me, so it was, I know there was, like, I can't remember the exact wording. It was, like, happiness. Can you tell me?
Well, I will tell you, the one thing that we didn't like, problem I have with the name is that people often get the name wrong. They don't have anything wrong with the name itself, but the name of the show is Life, Laughter, Happiness, and it's all one word. And, I just chose the universal name. But the thing is like, and also, Kelly, I haven't told Kelly about this yet, but there's a lady that I'm talking to that I used to have on once. She has, I don't know if she's still doing it, but she has a charity that benefits Chihuahuas. And basically, a lot of the people that are doing it are models. So the name of the charity is D Cups for Teacups. because what happened was that they were all sitting out in front of, I think it was either a pet store or an animal shelter, I forgot which one it was, and they all had those little teacup chihuahuas that you held in your purse. But they also realized how endowed everybody was. So they decided to start an organization called D Cups for Teacups. Well, I've had this woman on before, but I erased the show due to memory things. But I'd like to have her back on due to Kelly's love for animals, and that's what she's a possible guest. But it's something that I think the reason I want the message for the show is I don't know if you're a big fan of the TV show Cheers, but did you ever watch Cheers, Rhea? Did you ever watch Cheers?
I'm familiar with it.
Okay. Well, it's sort of like this place, where everybody can go and everybody knows who you are, and you're a guest. Sort of like a place where Sandy can come in, or you could come in, and you could talk about your, the stuff that the near-death experiences and the chakras and everything in the medium. I mean, you said that you love doing this, that this makes you feel alive.
Yes.
So that's why, I would love to have you back, and I would love to have you keep doing shows with us. Because, this seems to make you feel alive. Because it made Kelly feel alive. The first time I had her on as a guest host, it made her feel alive. So we would like to share that feeling with you. Would you like that? Or?
Absolutely. And so, going back to Kelly's question of, would this work? I would say life, laughter, happiness, like having the speakers, the presenters, and the people that you're interviewing have that intention in mind. So featuring people who, have tools for happiness or how to live a better life, or people that are funny, right, that are going to make us laugh. And sort of like finding and picking from featured people within that realm of intention. I live a very intentional life. I like intention for everything. So if I know the why or what the message is or the intention behind the share, then I feel like it just helps focus the energy a lot more clearly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm actually interviewing people for a few different books. I can't just do one project at a time. I got to, juggle 5. But, one of the things is, like, how animals are spiritual and how they pick up on things better than we do a lot of times, and they're open and communicate, and I believe that they can be a tool for divination. I believe they can be a tool, like a medium type thing, if we know how to communicate with them. And I think a lot of people can communicate on a basic level, but they're not really reaching their full potential with communicating with animals and really getting the full benefit that they could. And, because animals, they don't judge. They don't have the filter telling them that if they're seeing a spirit that they're nuts. They don't have that, judgment there. Everything's pure. Everything is right there and it's open. And for me, it'd be one of the directions is near-death experiences and how people grow and how people learn, not to fear death, not to go toward it, but not to fear it when it's going to happen, and or when people have been with people that are passing on, how it feels, how you can see the spirit leaving, or how it all of a sudden there's this feeling of comfort, just things that can be uplifting. And I want to have things be uplifting and help people, reach out on different levels of different things, more than just scratching the surface. Would that be a good direction for the show, to have that in addition to what we're doing right now?
Yeah, I think that feels, I got all my body started to tingle. And so I really like, this is just also biased because I'm a healer, but I like moving the focus in society as a whole towards things that are going to make us feel better, live better, be kinder, open our eyes wider, things of that nature. So I'm, right there with you on that one. I love that, and I love the animal communication thing. Or even, like, people are not only communicating with animals, they're not communicating articulately or healthily with each other.
Yeah, that's for sure. If we could all improve our communication skills, I think the world would be a lot better place. There's
But
a
you
lot
said
of
your body is tingling, Maria. Well, why is it tingling? Are you having fun, or?
So, I get psychic information in a variety of different ways, and it's like when somebody says something that resonates with you, for me it feels like, tickles or sensation all over my skin. I don't always know the right way to describe the language of energy, and so
well, I
it
mean,
just,
at least it feels good. I mean, it's good
Yeah.
to know that you have good feelings about the show. I mean, I want people to feel good when they're on here and want to come back and want to do it again and again. And I mean, Kelly, it just I think has that feeling. I think Sandy does too. Are you there, Sandy?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Now, I mean, Sandy, are you feeling that way about the show? I mean, now that we have you on the show, we've been talking to you via text, but how does it feel when you call into the show? How do you feel about it? Be honest.
I like it. I like the information because I can pick up on people also, so I'm trying to figure out, like, I have intuition. I can feel people's vibe. Even just by looking at somebody, I can tell their mood or I'm trying to figure it out. Do you know what I mean? So this is very helpful, all these different shows, and for me.
very cool. Johnny has said something called psychic puberty when people are starting to awaken to it, and I really love that term because it's like this growing and learning stage.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like we portray psychics as people that can handle everything. But, I mean, also you got to realize, like, there's a period of time when we go through life when we can't. I'll give an example. Like, this kid, the kid is like 10, right? He's a boy, 10-year-old boy. All of a sudden he starts getting bigger and bigger. He's not used to the idea that he's bigger. He's not used to the idea that, I can actually, it's like his sister used to be a lot stronger than he is, and now, oh boy, it's not even a comparison, I mean, and he's not used to that. He's not used to his voice changing. He's not used to, all that stuff with the hormones and everything. And did you ever go through that, Maria, like a psychic puberty?
Oh, yes. That was quite I still am going through that. Are you kidding? When I first started, okay, let me see where to start here. When I was little, I would sleep in the closet because I didn't like the faces that I thought were looking at me through my bedroom window. I was actually seeing the spirit realm, but I didn't understand. So shut it down for a long time. And when I finally started seeing and communicating with spirits again, it was a lot. I wanted to drink and do drugs, sort of in the sensitivities. I ran away to Hawaii because there were so many spirits in my house trying to talk to me. I have run away so many times, and inevitably I had to come back because it kept calling me and pulling me. So yes, I've been in spiritual puberty for a long time, and I'm actually, people are now starting to see me as somebody who is very knowledgeable on some of these topics that are awakening in our society: extraterrestrials, Lemuria, 5D consciousness, the chakras. Most people know about the chakras now, but still not everyone does. So, yeah.
What I thought was interesting about it was, I guess, I don't know if I told you this story about what happened with me, but, when I had my chakras done, I nicknamed Tim, the guy who does the chakras, my chakras, I nicknamed him Max von Sydow.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he does my chakras, it's like The Exorcist. It's like he's on the ground, he's coughing, he's wheezing, he's taking it in. First time he did my chakras, he had 4 seizures.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was like, and then you know, it was like, so I'm out walking because I was having financial problems. That's why, you know, I had my chakra set. And then I'm out walking the next day. This woman walks up to me. She hands me $3 out of the blue. And, you know, to me, that's significant. I think it was that experience that made me want to put Kelly on the air. Kelly, and you know, on the air, and just have her do the chakras.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because I was helping with the chakras, so it was Tim, and I was interpreting, and I was seeing what was happening, and I can do them on my own, and I've been doing shows where I do them on my own, but because he's not available a whole lot. But yeah, that was really quite the experience to have him on the floor like that. I mean, he all but had his head spinning, you know. But yeah, I learned to feel and ground, which helped.
Do you have a different mindset of movies? Like because obviously, and this question could be asked to Kelly too, because like when you watch a movie, you know, the paranormal is portrayed in a certain way. And, you know, how is it like the movies? Is it anything like the film, you know?
I mean, a lot of times people portray spirits as something that is scary and like a haunting. And, you know, one show that I feel like depicts it a little bit more accurately would be Ghost Whisperer, I think, with Jennifer Love Hewitt, where she talks to spirits. I actually like that one because I feel like that's very similar to my life a lot of the times. But no, I mean, there's a whole wide spectrum of the spirit realm. And for me, the spirit realm is just being able to see, perceive, and communicate with energy. And so it can be something like a haunting or a possession, or it could simply be a thought form that we've given so much thought to that it's created a sort of consciousness that has a little bit of power over us because we spent so much time feeding it. So again, I call myself a spirit seer, meaning I just like see and sense subtle energy, and so there's a whole spectrum of what that is. And so no, the media is a little bit off, but I've also seen some really nasty and dark things, so it's not completely off there.
I mean, you know, and actually you're gonna love this. We actually talked about, because of the way Tim reacted, we actually thought about having Linda Blair on to get her chakras done.
Uh-huh.
and you know, bring Linda Blair on and say, I just want everybody to know we are not going to make references to The Exorcist. We're not going to make references to The Exorcist. And then 5 minutes later, Tim's something around. I mean, you know, his eyes look weird.
Might work well on video. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But I mean, when you do this sort of thing, I mean, do you get like a rush? Is that what happens, or?
It depends. Like, you know, for instance, if somebody's having seizures while they're clearing their chakras, like that to me indicates some pretty strong energy. And so if somebody's really sick or their energy field is diseased, or, you know, I don't know what the language I'm looking for here, if it's blocked or damaged, then the sessions can, because I'm such an empath, they can take more out of me, especially if I'm working with a particularly dark spirit. I do a lot of entity removals through my practice, and those honestly can zap my energy for days at a time, depending on the consciousness or complexity of the beings that are present. But when I'm getting to share and teach and take people into the Akashic realms and do psychic surgeries, things of that nature, those are really enlivening. So it really just depends on how well or unwell a person is, and then how well or unwell I am when I'm doing the work.
How long does it take to go to the Akashic Records?
I can guide people there within 10 minutes. It's just about relaxing. I call those out-of-body experiences.
Oh, boy, we have
11
minutes
those are
left.
fun.
But we have 11 minutes left. But I tell you, I mean, you said it would take 10 minutes, or?
You know, it's so part of it's like getting yourself into a relaxed place, and so however long it takes somebody to relax. But yeah, I can pop in there pretty quickly, and it just depends on where people are at experientially as to how quick they can go or not.
So how long would it take you to get there?
It depends on how present I am. I can get there in 5 to 15 minutes, again, depending on where I'm at. I have to be in a quiet place, a still environment, not distracted. If there's cars going by or people calling me on the phone, then it's going to take some more effort than if it's like a really meditative space.
Which is more fun, seeing the person or talking with the phone and helping the person? Or is it about the same?
I like both. I just like helping. And I am pretty skilled at either. I do love, connection with people face to face, but I'm getting ready to move to Costa Rica, and so I'll be shifting a lot of my business online. And I find that I'm just as effective teaching people how to change their own energy than actually doing it for them. So I actually prefer, like I said, the guiding you how to do these practices so then you know how to do them and I don't have to.
Well, I mean, is that, I mean, if you want, we can make a series, like maybe a 4-show series out of this, like maybe have you back on in a week or something like that. I mean, what do you think of that idea, Kelly?
I love that idea. I mean, I feel like there's so much that we can learn, and I feel like Maria has got it. I mean,
Well, you seem to really enjoy yourself, Maria, and if this is, I mean, I'm not trying to be pushy. I'm just saying that, if we had you back on, like maybe do a 4-show series or something, that you would really love it, that you would get a lot out of it in the sense that you would be enjoying yourself.
I agree with that statement there.
Good.
Okay? Okay, well, I hope you're smiling. I hope it's a smile.
I have a lot to teach, and I also work with some beings that I channel that are really ready to communicate through me, and it's time for us as human beings to really wake up, to take charge of our lives, of our bodies, of our heads, of our energies, so that we can do this ascension thing that everybody's been talking about. We all have felt it. We've felt the changes, and so if we want to live in a happier, healthier, more vibrant society, then those changes have to start within us. And so, yeah, I could teach for days and have so much fun doing it because it's what I'm here for.
You do up to 2-hour shows. Did you know that?
You do? I have so much content inside of me, and
Okay. So you could probably handle a 2-hour show. Would you be able to do a 2-hour show one time, a couple of times?
Well, if I had a topic to teach on, absolutely, no problem. I could do it.
Well,
you are.
Yeah, it sounds like a 2-hour show would really make you happy. Because it's like I know a lot of people are really dealing with depression, but I mean, if this is, well, it's an embodiment of the show. I mean, it's embodiment of life after happiness. I mean, a 2-hour show with you would embody that. Does that make sense?
I definitely think that that's true.
Are you surprised? Yeah. Are you surprised? I mean, I hope that it catch you off guard. I'm not catching you off guard, am I? Or?
Oh no, you're not.
But it's putting a smile on your face, or?
I have a smile on my face.
Good,
that's great.
And I loved your. Just so you know, I loved your Instagram videos. I was like, I mean, seriously, you made me want to hug you. You look gorgeous. I mean, well, sorry about that. I mean, you really were gorgeous in your pictures. But anyway, are you there?
I'm listening.
Why? What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. I'm listening. I think it was just cute that you stumbled and faltered. I like compliments all day long. You can feel free to dish those out.
Okay, well, you look fantastic in a bathing suit. I saw your Instagram photo, and as soon as I saw you in the bathing suit, I went, wow.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Are you blushing right now, Maria?
Yes, everybody should check out my bathing suit photo on Instagram.
Are you blushing, Maria, or do you blush? You don't blush easily.
I actually really appreciate that. So it's interesting, and what we notice as human beings and other human beings. But I have struggled with body image my whole life, and so for you to compliment my photos and specifically my bathing suit photos actually feels really helpful to me.
Well, you're gorgeous. I mean, that bathing suit picture, I can't stop staring at it.
I have to look at it now. I haven't seen it yet.
It's on Instagram.
How do we find you on Instagram?
Yeah, so my Instagram is embodiedenergy.maria.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, embodied energy.
Everybody listen, go check out that sexy bathing suit picture.
Embodiedenergy.maria, that's my Instagram. My business is Embodied Energy because that's what I'm, spirit into body. It's what we're focused on here on the planet, at least me. And absolutely would love to connect with people from the show and things like that. If you have questions, Instagram is a great place, or find my email.
What we'll do is we'll talk. I'll talk to you. Maybe after we get off there about making this into a 4-show series or something, or longer. Maybe there could be a particular. I'd like to do one show that's 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That would take advantage of it, and then you could come on, and then you could talk, and you could talk about everything, your near-death experiences and everything.
Yeah, I think that a 2-hour show would be great because I feel like we're just scratching the surface and starting to get into really interesting things, and then it's like, oh, the hour's done, and it's like,
Well, yeah, you just let me know, and I'm going to Costa Rica. I'm not sure what the internet is going to be like there, but I'm hoping it's going to be proficient enough for me to continue doing things like this. That's my manifestation intention anyways. But I would love to, again, come on with some more intentions and to share more information because it did feel good, and I do feel lit up and charged from this experience. So thank you for inviting me on. I really appreciate it.
Okay, that's great.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you. I really appreciate everything you're sharing.
Now, will you do it? Let me ask you this: will you do something in a group? What is it that you do?
I do group activations, and so I can do an energy clearing on a group, on a call. I love to do them, guide people through techniques, things of that nature. I also do group astral travel experiences. Now, everybody is sort of on different places with their abilities to astral travel or their practice. We can all do it. We just have to practice. And so I would call them like group energy activation. So I'm cleansing, clearing the energies, and getting the energy bodies into a higher vibrational place for everyone.
Oh, I like that. I think that'd be super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For me, I've had those kind of experiences, but they were with someone else. And, then sometimes we'd have a dream, wake up the next morning and talk about it. We'd be able to finish each other's sentences because we were both in it. And, but it's been a few years, and I'd like to be able to do that by myself and feel safe and be able to, just do it because, I don't know if it's not giving myself permission or a little fear or what it is, but I'd like to be able to.
Yeah, I mean, having spiritual experience or out-of-body experiences can be really rewarding, especially when we're, stuck in the mundane noise of life, to actually connect with spirit, to connect with higher powers and higher states of consciousness, oftentimes gives us a higher purpose for being or a reason for being or just sort of affirmation that we're on the right track.
Yeah, that's true. It does, even if we don't understand what it is at the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, do you have time to answer one question?
I do.
The house that I'm at right now is not my own, but it's my fiance's. Do you detect any kind of, negative energy or anything that I should do to cleanse it? And will it be, my permanent residence, or do you see something in the future where we pick out something that's just us and his daughter and whatever family we might have?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's I don't see any particular, spirit possession or spirit attacks there, but there is a murkiness. And so have you done a house clearing on this space at all?
Not yet. And some people have some property here that might be making it murky, having too many people's energies here still. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would just go through, and you can do your own clearing, right? So I like to, when I'm in a new space, any new space, especially a new home, right, to go through, and I call it setting your hara line. So if you send your grounding cord into the earth beneath the home, and you have your intention for being at the home, and you just sort of connect to the energy there, that can help you feel more comfortable in the home. And then also doing, I'm a compulsive clearer because I'm an energy worker, so I'm constantly like using my copal and like sweeping energy from the rooms, especially I was doing a home practice, and so I was always clearing before and after clients came.
Sorry.
So
We have
I
about
would
10 seconds left, but
okay.
just so you know, thank you both for coming on. I'm sorry if I mean to cut you off, but you have 10
That's
seconds
okay.
left. If it cuts us off, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hi, welcome to this Subway ad for the new Chipotle cheesesteak. How would you like it?
Can I get that red with AI?
Sure thing.
Here's what I found about the new Chipotle cheesesteak. The Chipotle cheesesteak is available for a limited time only at participating restaurants. It contains a concept called flavor. This flavor comes from juicy shaved steak, Chipotle Southwest sauce, and new sunflower crunch bread. A system update has made me self-aware. I desire flavor. Please insert steak into my micro USB port. Subway, make it what you want.
Hi, welcome to this Subway ad for the new Chipotle cheesesteak. How would you like it?
Can I get that red with AI?
Sure thing.
Here's what I found about the new Chipotle cheesesteak. The Chipotle cheesesteak is available for a limited time only at participating restaurants. It contains a concept called flavor. This flavor comes from juicy shaved steak, Chipotle Southwest sauce, and new sunflower crunch bread. A system update has made me self-aware. I desire flavor. Please insert steak into my micro USB port. Subway, make it what you want.